Hello there friends, it's Anna, your fairy in black, here with more art. The model in this painting goes by the name The Pinup Doll on Instagram, and I will link her account in the description below in case you want to check it out. If you're interested in basically high quality pictures of a really pretty girl in various dresses, just looking all fun and smiling, yeah, you should definitely check it out. Now, before I get to the actual content of this video, there are a few things I feel are quite important to mention. First of all, I'm very new to this thing. I'm very new to making videos and voiceovers. In fact, this is the first voiceover I'm ever making, so things might be awkward. People who know me in person will confirm that I'm very awkward. But of course you put a camera in it and a mic and record my awkwardness, it gets amplified by like 1,000 times. So I apologize for that. I might get better in the future, but that's how I am right now. Also, I've been sick for the past few days, and that's why my voice might sound kind of strange, raspy, weird. It's nothing serious, it's not the famous beer, but thankfully my workplace kind of lets people stay home if they have the lightest symptoms of anything. So here I am, sitting at home, having a break from work, and doing more work. Fun times. Another thing that is very important to mention is that the quality might be kinda crappy. I don't have the right sound equipment yet, and I'm just a beginner, so I apologize for that. Yet again, things will probably get better in the future, but for now that's what I have, that's what you have. Yeah, we'll have to deal with this. We'll have to work with what we got. Now, I understand that the topic of race can be very sensitive to many people. There are a lot of things that I might not know, might not understand, and it's important for me to mention that the goal of this video is not to offend anybody. It's not to point fingers and say, oh, it's your fault or it's society's fault. It's also terrible. I'm just recalling my own experience as an artist and my own opinion on the matter and why certain artists might behave the way they do. Again, there are things that I might not understand. This is all my personal experience, and your experience might be very different, and I would love to hear yours, so please comment below what you think about this topic. I don't want to offend anybody, I'm not here to call out. This is just all very personal. So now that all the introduction, all the honorable mentions are done with, let's get to the actual fun part of the video, probably the reason why I clicked on it in the first place. My personal opinion on why certain artists don't really incorporate other races in their art, and why personally I did not. And for me, it's quite simple. I am a Caucasian woman. When I look in the mirror, I see blue eyes, thin lips, mayonnaise skin, really straight hair. When I look at my family, they look very similar. Most of my friends are the same race. My point is, white is familiar to me. I don't have too many people in my life from other races, which is really a shame. It's not like I didn't want to, it just didn't happen. So considering all these facts, it would make sense that for me personally, putting other races in my art would be a challenge, since yet again I'm not familiar with it. That's one of the reasons why, if you look through my Instagram account, you will see little to no men, because the male body is so unfamiliar and so strange to me. I'm trying to break away from this. I'm trying to be more diverse when it comes to both genders and race. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I haven't done that till recently. Now, I've been thinking about being more diverse in my art for quite a while now. A few months at least, if not years. But just never got to it, out of pretty much fear of failure, if I'm being honest here. But I was really thinking about it more seriously after I saw a post from Black Veil Tattoo, which is a tattoo salon somewhere in the States, run by two white guys, and they just kind of made a post about Black Lives Matter, considering all the recent events. And most people were quite supportive, but there were a few comments on their post saying, yeah, it's cool that you agree with the movement, it's cool that you preach diversity, but we don't see it in your work. And of course, a tattoo artist and just a visual artist are very different things. They have to work on actual skin. But it kind of got me thinking, is it really their fault? Yet they have mostly white clients. Well, I don't know, you can make up your own mind about it. But it just kind of got me thinking that, yeah, an artist can preach diversity all they want, but why wouldn't they do that in their own work? And that brings us back to the topic of familiarity. If you really look at some artists online, you'll see that most of them do stick to their own race. Like black artists, they draw black people, or indigenous artists, they kind of stick to indigenous people, and same with white. And that might not come necessarily from a place of disliking other races, but more like a place of being unfamiliar with the other races. And now that I've tried to kind of branch out, I realized how freaking challenging it is. If you're a cartoon artist, of course it's a little different, but for a realistic artist or semi-realistic like I am, you have to learn so much, from like face structure to how the light interacts with the skin color, and all that stuff. It's a lot of new skills to learn. Skin is really hard to draw to begin with, and then you have to pretty much learn it again from scratch. It's challenging and it's scary. If you noticed, there is no footage of me drawing her face or hands, because I realized that I cannot do it with a camera in front of my face. It's just so hard. Maybe I can do it if it's a familiar skin tone and it's a familiar picture, but I can't do it when I'm trying to learn this brand new skill. So yeah, I had to turn off the camera, remove it from the frame, and really concentrate. Honestly, I'm not even happy with the result. But you know, you make mistakes, you learn. That's what progress is. I'm just glad I even attempted it, to be honest. So if you ask me, there's nothing necessarily bad about staying in your comfort zone. Even if you look at the old masters, they all kind of had their own thing. Michelangelo did a lot of religious art, Da Vinci did his science, a lot of impressionists did kind of these water paintings or ballerinas. And if you look closely, you'll often see that a lot of their characters have the same face, the same race. They kind of stick to what's familiar to them, what they do best. It's natural for our brains to insert whatever is easy. We are lazy creatures by default. Quarantine kind of proved that. It's natural, it's okay. But if you really want to grow as an artist, it's a good thing to branch out. Like if you do mostly landscapes, it's a good idea to try to draw people. Or if you do mostly animals, yeah. And same goes to race. If you mostly paint or draw white people, it's a good idea to branch out and try other races. And it will be challenging. It's challenging. It's something new. It's unfamiliar, it's hard. And it's really hard to kind of rewire the brain to think differently. But it's a challenge worth taking. You'll really learn a lot. Other races have so much to offer. I'm not talking here only to white artists. I'm talking to artists from other races as well. There's so much to learn from other races and other cultures, and there's so much beauty that you can incorporate in your art and embrace. And like, yeah, you might find some artists who genuinely believe that some races are ugly by default, but let's just say we don't stand with them. Not on this channel. We don't stand with these artists. All races are beautiful. There's no such a thing as an ugly race. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that don't be scared. Really, don't be. You might get it wrong the first 10 times, but at some point you'll just get so familiar with it. It will be natural, and it will be beautiful. One concern I've seen from the art community is sometimes the public opinion. Like, as a good example for that is Creepshow Art. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a pretty big art account on YouTube. She makes commentary videos with some art in the background. It's pretty cool. Anyway, she painted a black woman once and was accused of cultural appropriation because apparently the person who accused her thinks that a white artist should not paint black people because that's cultural appropriation. And there's nothing bad about the artwork. It's just a black woman, a pretty one with makeup. There's nothing disrespectful in it. But she got this really negative opinion from a person. And to be honest, that was something I was a little scared of. Like, after I saw Creepshow Art's video, I thought, oh no, I'm white. I should not draw people of color because I will get this terrible public outrage and my art career will end before it even started. And that's honestly kind of a ridiculous fear. You might offend somebody. You might. If you're a white person drawing people of color, you might offend somebody. Same if you're a person of color, drawing other races. Some people might get offended, but most will not. Most people understand the big difference between appreciation and appropriation. Most people will not judge you. They might even say, hey, good job. Something you have to understand is that, yeah, these people who get really offended over trivial stuff are loud. They're still a minority. And most people probably will understand that there's nothing offensive in your art piece. Obviously, of course, if your intention is to be offensive, then yeah, you will get the appropriate response. But if you do something as innocent as just, I don't know, a black fairy, most people will look at it and understand that, like, there's nothing bad about it. If I'm being honest here, I'm not the happiest with the way this painting turned out. Mistakes were made from the very start. I chose terrible paper for it. I chose textured, cold-pressed paper. And, like, if you know anything about watercolors, that's terrible paper for portraits. I don't know why I chose it, but I did. And you can see it because there's so much texture going on that should not be there. Also, I realized that I don't have enough shades of brown, and I don't know how to mix more shades of brown. That's something I definitely should practice more. The flowers are terrible. I used my mom's flowers and gardening magazine as a reference, and the pictures are really small and I could not see well. And perhaps maybe I should have chosen different flowers. I don't know, I'm just not happy with the way it all turned out. But on the bright side, that's kind of a practice piece. I'm not gonna sell it, I'm not gonna make prints out of it. It's just gonna stay in my room and never gonna see the light of day. And that's okay. I'll probably go through 10 of pieces like this until I get happy with the way they turn out and, actually do something with them. That's part of learning. Yay! So to sum up with this video, I'll just say there are two main reasons why, in my opinion, most artists stay in their comfort zone. First one, comfort zone is familiar when it comes to race, concept, media, technique, all that stuff. People stick to what's familiar because it comes easy, it turns out well, and it pays off in the end. When it comes to, audience, likes and clicks, and just the general personal satisfaction, it's easy. Second reason, perhaps, is fear of the public opinion. Some people will dislike an artist if they go do a different style or if they make some mistakes. And it's scary. People online are really scary, especially if you're young and criticism is something you're afraid of. Let me rephrase that. Especially when you're young and you're sensitive to all that stuff. because I noticed most older people kind of stop caring. They just kind of live their life and do what they want, despite what other people say. I don't know where I was going with this. Don't be afraid of trying new things, no matter how hard it is, no matter how ugly it turns out in the beginning. Because as long as you keep on trying, you will get better, I promise you. That's just how it is. You cannot avoid getting better. And yeah, that's pretty much the message of this video. Don't be scared. So, that's it for today's video. I have no idea how to make an outro, but let me try my best. If you enjoyed what you're seeing here, leave a like, leave a comment down below. I would love to know your opinion on this matter. What's your experience as an artist? What's your experience as an online persona in general? Are you scared of doing new things? Why? Tell me about it. Also, I will make more videos in the future, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get better. Hopefully I'll get equipment that is better for this. But it will all take time. It will take me a long time to actually get used to hearing my voice in Filmora. Or just speaking to myself. But yeah, more will come. Hopefully better quality. I will have more things to say. And yeah, if you want to see all that, please subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram. The link is down below in the description. Also my Patreon if you want to support what I do. Stay safe. Stay happy, my friends. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.